Hello guys, karibu tena. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Maddie. I'm a registered nurse. I worked both in the ICU and in the PACU, and I am here to share with you guys a little bit about nursing school and why you might not want to apply to nursing school in 2024. So perhaps you're here because you're either looking into becoming a nurse, it sounds like a great career path for you, but there can be some common misconceptions with regards to nursing. There's definitely some things that I wish people had shared with me when I had gone through nursing school and become a registered nurse. So I'm here to kind of give you guys a little heads up, especially in the season that we are in. So without making this a really long intro, let's just start getting into some of the reasons. Alright, so the first reason you probably don't want to go to nursing school is if you are under the impression that you're going to make a lot of money. Now, while there are some areas in nursing that make more money than others, and obviously if you go to school and get a higher degree, there are ways to make more money. It just takes some time. However, starting off as a new nurse, you don't make as much as you probably would expect to. And perhaps you've heard that some states like California or New York are a lot higher paying, they're unionized, hospitals and things like that. And so they pay more, but you do have to balance that out with the cost of living and the cost of your degree and things like that. So just because a hospital in another state might pay more doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to make more. You still have to think about the ratio of income to what you're spending. So nursing is kind of one of those in-between jobs where you're definitely going to make enough to live on, but if you're looking to make a lot of money, sure, there's some ways to do that. There's some schooling that you can go do, certifications, degrees you can get, but it is definitely going to take you a while to make a good chunk of money while in nursing school. So if that's something that you are seeking, you might want to go to business school instead. Nursing school may not be for you if you're looking for money. And once again, you might be thinking, well, I can become a travel nurse, and we'll get into that in just a little bit. While travel nursing is a phenomenal option, it is becoming harder and harder to get a travel nurse position in 2024 as we've moved further away from the pandemic. There are definitely a lot more people competing for spaces in the travel nursing world, so you will have to have more experience if you want to get that type of job. So just as a little heads up. All right, reason number 2 why you may not want to go to nursing school in 2024 is if you are expecting to have a lot of free time. You probably won't, especially this applies to both work and school, so nursing school and when you first come out of your schooling and you start your first job. Now, again, there is a really awesome side to nursing, which is that most of us work 3 days a week, 12-hour shifts, and that is phenomenal. So you can maneuver around your schedule a little bit. You do have some flexibility. It's one of the perks about the job that I love the most. However, it's not going to be something you get to achieve right off the bat. So especially in nursing school, with how much you're going to be studying and dedicating to studying, you are definitely going to lose a lot of free time. You're going to have to put some hobbies, some sports, family time on the back burner. And while this is temporary, it is still something to consider if you're not somebody who really likes the idea of splitting up your time and having to dedicate more time to study or more time to clinicals, more time to work, and so on. Which kind of sort of leads me into the third reason. They kind of go hand in hand. If you are wanting holidays and weekends off to be with your family and having that guaranteed, nursing may not be the career for you because most of us, need to be around. The hospital doesn't sleep, the emergency department doesn't sleep, and people need help 24/7. So we are amongst those people who are available 24/7. So there are areas, again, in nursing that you can get those guaranteed weekends and holidays. But if you're hoping to work in a hospital setting, then you are probably not going to get that opportunity right off the bat. And even if you do want to work in an outpatient setting where you have weekends and holidays off, a lot of times they still will look for people who have had some kind of bedside experience first. Not every place, but again, it's just something to consider, that if it's something you want to do, you are going to have to be willing to give up weekends and holidays and wait until you have some seniority. All right, and reason number 4, if you are not prepared to study hard and dedicate a lot of time to study and having decent grades, not only to get into nursing school, but to stay in nursing school, then nursing may not be for you if you don't really enjoy studying. Now, there are a lot of you who might think, oh yeah, high school was a breeze for me. I barely had to study. I barely had to study some of my easier college courses, but let me tell you something, when it gets to nursing school, you have to study. And the best thing that I've learned is that you study to teach. So if you can teach to your friends or your professor or yourself the content, then you've studied enough, but it takes you a while to get there because a lot of nursing classes, in my experience, are not super organized. You tend to have to teach yourself a lot. You have to know where to find additional resources. You have to study sometimes for ATI, which is kind of an extracurricular thing that most nursing schools have on top of your nursing classes. So you're just gonna have to be ready to dedicate lots and lots and lots of time to study, which is why you also will have to probably give up some of the things that you like, some hobbies and things like that. So yeah, make sure that that's something to consider before you apply. Even if you've done well in like anatomy, chemistry, microbiology, all of the prerequisite courses, when you get into tougher courses like pharmacology and med surg and even mental health, it gets pretty difficult. You're memorizing like 30 drugs at a time, and not just the drug class and the basics of what they do, but side effects. You're learning types of people, types of patients that you can't give the drug to, different dosing, interactions, and things like that. So there's a lot that goes into pharmacology just right off the bat, and that's one class you'll be taking at the same time as other classes you'll be writing papers for and going to clinicals for. So yeah, again, just to kind of wrap that up, you're gonna spend excessive amounts of time studying. And just a quick little fun fact that I found on the internet is that nursing students on average study anywhere between 30 to 40 hours per week. That's a lot of hours. I spend just like 9 hours a week on my phone alone. So if you can flip some of that social media time into study time, that will benefit you. Okay, reason number 5 not to go to nursing school in 2024, and I don't mean to target people. I don't want to offend anybody. This is just something to consider, something that they are doing studies on, and even my husband in his PhD program is doing studies on, and that is if you grew up during the pandemic times and you are accustomed to learning online and via Zoom and stuff, just get ready to throw all of that out the window and embrace a brand new way of learning. You're going to be doing a lot more hands-on. You're going to be in clinicals. You're going to have to, again, find your own resources. You're going to have to attend classes that are sometimes 3 to 4 hours long. And you can't just be on Zoom in your pajamas. You have to show up in your scrubs, your school scrubs. So not only is the learning environment going to be different and you'll have to adjust to it, but the teaching and studying style is going to be way different too. So if you're used to doing everything online and Zoom, you may have a struggle in nursing school in 2024 because things are flipping back to the old way of doing things. You will have to go to clinical at 5 a.m. in the morning, and you'll have to go to simulation lab in person. So again, things to consider. One thing that I found really helped me that I always recommend to people is that if you can become a CNA, a certified nursing assistant, before you go to nursing school, even while you're in nursing school, if it could be part-time, PRN, whatever, and get at least 6 months to a year of bedside hands-on experience with patients, helping with bed baths, helping to glucose checks, just getting used to interacting with patients in their environment, in the hospital environment, then you will be setting yourself up for success before getting to nursing school. So then you won't be juggling the hands-on environment interaction skills with having to study and learn. You can pour more time and effort into the study and learning part. All right, reason number 6 why you may not want to go to nursing school in 2024. If I had $1 for every time I've said that in this video already, is if you cannot handle hateful comments and if you don't like a customer care type setting, because nursing is like customer care on steroids. So you have to learn how to not take things personally. And even when people make it personalized, we all have to realize that people in the hospital are having some of the worst days of their lives, unless you work in labor and delivery, and then that's a whole different thing. So most of them are just having really bad days. Maybe they've had difficulties leading up to this. Healthcare in America just sucks as a whole these days, between insurance, high medical bills, providers being swamped with patients and patients getting put on the back burner. So people may be angry before they even have seen you, and they may take it out on you in comments. So you just have to have really thick skin if you're working bedside, and specifically in the hospital setting as a nurse. Now, while it doesn't make these comments appropriate, while in most places we don't tolerate hateful comments, and that is something like is appropriate to say, we don't tolerate that type of behavior or comments, and you can always get management or charge nurse involved, just be prepared to receive those types of comments on a fairly regular basis. That's something that I wish people would have told me that I could have geared up for a little bit sooner, but I had worked customer care and I knew that nursing would be similar, just on steroids, like I said before. So anyways, just something to consider if you don't have tough skin and you can't shake things off, like hateful comments off quickly, nursing may not be for you. All right, and reason number 7 why you probably don't want to go to nursing school in 2024 is if you want to work bedside. There's a greater chance that you will have to work night shift first. So if you are not a night shift person, if you are that early morning person who doesn't like to pull all-nighters or have a flip-flop schedule, then you may not want to do nursing right off the bat, or you may want to at least work really hard to find a non-bedside job right out of school, which can be difficult. And kind of to go along with night shift nursing, there tend to be a lot fewer resources on night shift, which is a pro and a con to new grads. It kind of gears you up to have more autonomy and make decisions quicker on your own without relying on a bunch of people, but that can also be super scary, super anxiety inducing, and just again something to consider if you don't want to be lacking resources and you don't want to be trying to keep your eyes open all night on top of trying to think hard. And that is it for this video. I do want to kind of reiterate that just because these are reasons not to go into nursing school doesn't mean that you can't overcome them. It doesn't mean you can't find resources. It doesn't mean you can't take this as just something to mentally prepare and say, you know what, now I'm more informed. I'm going to go look up more resources. I'm going to go get more training. I'm going to become a CNA. I'm going to recognize that I need to study harder, and I still want to do this, and that is great. I don't ever want to deter anybody from nursing, but I don't think that there's enough honesty out here in the world on prepping us for what nursing really is these days. And there's been a lot of shifts from the pandemic that have been positive and a lot that have been negative, and a lot of things that are kind of going back to the way they were pre-pandemic that aren't always positive. So just take everything that I say with a grain of salt and know that these are just things that I kind of wish somebody had shared with me. I'm trying to be raw and real with you guys, and if you are a registered nurse and there's something that I've missed that you're like, hey, people should also know this, or I knew people who started out in nursing school and they dropped out for this reason, share it in the comments. And if there's something that you're like, hey, can you elaborate, hey, am I cut out for nursing school? Again, feel free to share in the comments. I want to make this a safe space for us to just kind of chat and just be open and honest and not scare anybody, but again, be open and honest. So anyways, thank you so much for finding me here. I have a lot of great nursing resources for new students, new grads, that you can find on my channel, and I'll put them somewhere in the ending of this video. You can click on it. And yeah, again, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a like and subscribe if you want to see more content. All right, that's all. Tito and Anna. See you guys later.